doing some amazing chemistry. And I will let him take it from here.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. I hope you guys are having a lot of fun and are going to have more fun with this civil wire science demo. So I was really excited to participate in this demo, but now I'm kind of nervous seeing all these talented people in front of me. So I'll try my best to demonstrate the little simple science that you all kind of know. So today we are going to talk about the phase changes of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide do have all the three phases, solid, liquid and the gas. But I just want to let you know that most of us, we know that carbon dioxide survives as mainly exists as a gas in our atmosphere. But how many of you really saw the carbon dioxide in solid state? Please raise your hands. Very few, and most of are kind of chemists, because we know that carbon dioxide exists in solid state and it's called the dry ice. And I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. And as the temperature of dry ice is negative 78 degrees Celsius, so you have to be careful, otherwise you can get frostbite. So Andy got a little small factory here with all this chamber of dry ice, and as you can see, kind of smokes are coming around, and the reason behind is that this is called ice, but it's dry ice because it doesn't melt or it doesn't transform to its liquid state. It directly transforms to the solid to vapor phase. That's why you can see that around the whole surface throughout the every phase, you can see this is just like subliming, and you can see it's converting to vapor phase from the solid state. And also I want to show you guys, this is a warm water, and if you put some dry ice into this water, you can see some kind of nice stuff which is called the bubbling fog. As you can see, it looks pretty interesting, and this fog is kind of cool, but it's not carbon dioxide. It's basically showing us that the direction of carbon dioxide going away, but it's mainly, we can see here that it's the kind of the mist or the water droplets on the surface of the water is basically condensifying, and this is kind of forming a fog, just like we saw in our regular weather. But carbon so at least in Oregon, I never saw that kind of fog, but sometimes I saw that. But in my hometown, we always get fog during the winter. But you can create artificial fog whenever you want with dry ice. So that's one of the advantage behind using dry ice as a refrigerator. So I don't know how long it's going to bubble, but it looks pretty cool. And I got some color here that I can drop. Maybe I don't know what's going to happen, but nothing dangerous. So I'm from OSU, but I respect University of Oregon, so I'm putting this green color. So with the color, it always makes something nice and beautiful, and everybody loves color like us. So put some drop of green color. So now the next demonstration that I'm going to show you guys to demonstrate the triple point of carbon dioxide. Basically, the triple point means in that particular pressure or temperature, the three phases of carbon dioxide exist, like the solid, liquid and vapor phase. So if we, in our regular room pressure, which is 1 atmosphere, you can see that the carbon dioxide doesn't transform to liquid phase. But if we create pressure of 5 atmosphere, which is like around 72 psi, because the pressure gauge Andy gave me is in psi, so I need to convert that psi thing, because in Wikipedia it mentioned that 5 atmospheres, so I need to go to Google to convert that to psi, which is like 72. So I need to make sure whatever I'm demonstrating is kind of right, otherwise you guys will attack me, after the demonstration. So once this craziness will be done, I should have put little small dry ice, because dry ice loves bubbles and it creates fog. But once it will be done, then we can move forward with our next demonstration. Andy probably trying to help me out here. Okay. So far you guys having any question or having fun seeing these colorful bubbles? Oh wow. Andy used to work in a factory, I believe. He has a lot of stuff that is very helpful to our CSMC.
Should I do this? You guys think I should try?
Yeah, Andy's making some drama, but it's not that important. You can just follow it. Yeah.
Sorry, John. It's almost done.
You're not at all good at fishing, I guess. Very nice.
Good job.
Let's give a round of applause for Andy. Okay, so it's almost done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this small nice vial and put some dry ice here.
You need 2 hands to hold the knife for it.
Okay. So this is dry ice, nothing else, you guys can trust me. So I'm just going to close this vial, make it airtight so that there is no leakage or no chance of air will come in. But we have a safety gauze here, so there is nothing chance of explode or something like that. So I will survive after this demonstration. So this dry ice is now closed vessel, and this is a knob where you can release the pressure. But if there is excess pressure, that is going to come out with this safety valve. So it is all safe that we are trying here. So as you guys can see that the pressure is now 0 psi. I don't know, somebody should show. Okay, good job. So pressure is 0 psi, and once I will put that in and the water is still warm, that AC is not proper, I guess here. So, which is nice. So as you can see, and I can't see, so slowly what's going to happen, this dry ice is going to melt and it's going to create the vapor because it transforms from solid to vapor, and as it is closed container, that vapor is going to create the pressure, and you can see that the pressure gauge is going to move, like its pressure is going to increase, and once it increases 5 atmosphere, which is like 72 psi, and you will see that this solid is now going to transform to the liquid, right? So slowly, hopefully this will work because we did that experiment yesterday in our lab, so we are pretty positive.
Yeah, patience.
Okay, so it's all about patience that Betty mentioned. So this is pretty nice. As we can see, like our experiment is running well as the pressure is increasing, and it's a closed container, and this is definitely closed, and at the same time, as you can see, there is some kind of instead of sublimation, it's now the melting process is happening, where we are seeing that the solid CO2 is going to transform to the liquid CO2 that we normally do not see in our daily life, because to have the liquid CO2 you need very high pressure container that industry normally have, and with this simple demonstration we can easily see the liquid nitrogen, not liquid nitrogen, sorry, liquid nitrogen I'll see, liquid carbon dioxide, and tonight probably you can dream about liquid carbon dioxide. So and it's going pretty good, and the water is warm. As you can see that we are already forming liquid carbon dioxide pretty easily. Everybody can do it until unless we have dry ice.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. So you mentioned that word sublimation. What does that mean?
Sublimation means when a solid or a compound directly converts from solid to vapor without going to the liquid. So most of the solid or most of the compound, they have 3 phases. Solid, if you heat, it melts to form liquid, and then it vaporizes to form vapor. But carbon dioxide has its unique property where it just directly transforms from solid to vapor at room pressure. So we need to create pressure like at least 5 atmosphere or 72 psi, where you can see that this solid carbon dioxide is slowly transforming to liquid carbon dioxide. And I will show you little magic later on where you can see some nice stuff. So that's secret.
We have another question. Yeah, shout out a question.
Can you point on the dial where 72 is? I just want to can't see.
Oh,
I'm hoping to see 72.
so currently the dial is 100, but I think in between 50 to 100 there is 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? It's a regular thing. So 72, I believe it starts forming little bit of, like mist or little bit of liquid once it crosses 72 or 75.
If you want to get closer and take a look at the liquid in the vial, there's a good bit of liquid CO2 in there. Right?
Yeah. You guys can see that. So that's a great achievement tonight we made here. That we made liquid carbon dioxide that we normally don't see. Thank you for the appreciation. I'm not doing anything. It's all about carbon dioxide. So now the pressure is like 150 and everybody is kind of scared, but nothing to scare because we have this safety gauge where you can extra pressure will come out. And if Andy, can you just hold the mic for a minute? So if I will release the pressure from here, and I need a pin drop silence, right? Good. Just checking the silence. Okay. So ready? 1, 2, 3. See, that is the pressure you're having here, right? So you can see that if I release the whole pressure and the pressure comes down below 72 or 5 atmosphere, again that liquid carbon dioxide is going to convert back to solid. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So we are successful. And if you guys want to get some liquid carbon dioxide and bring back home, just contact me backstage. And you need to bring some real tight container where you can transfer a little bit of liquid carbon dioxide, hopefully. So I think the experiment went successful. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
We started with solid carbon dioxide, we formed liquid carbon dioxide, and again we converted back to the solid carbon dioxide, just a minute, and then sorry, with respect. Anyways, so what happens here? So we are basically playing with the pressure, right? So what happened? So we increased the pressure. We didn't increase anything. Basically, carbon dioxide is doing everything for us. So the solid carbon dioxide with the pressure, so it's creating, it's forming the vapor. The vapor creates the pressure. Once it moves on and the pressure increases more than 5 atmosphere, it converts to liquid, and then if we release the pressure and the pressure drops down below 5 atmosphere, it again converts back to solid. So here our goal is to just show the triple point, because triple point in the phase diagram of carbon dioxide is a point where solid goes to the liquid and liquid goes to the vapor. So basically in that triple point, all these 3 phases of carbon dioxide, they stays together. So at particular that pressure, which is around 5.11 atmosphere or 72 psi, we have that triple point of the phase diagram of carbon dioxide. Please have your question.
It's shrinking again, but when you first changed it to a solid by releasing the pressure, it seemed to expand and occupy more volume than it did when it was liquid. What was that? Why did that happen?
I think like the atoms of the dry ice at the beginning, they are very compact. The space between 2 atoms are kind of very, very close. The distance between 2 intermolecular or interatomic distance very close and compact. So in the meanwhile, we converted, so the solid has least interatomic distance, liquid is little greater, vapor is more, right? That's why it is, you have that expansion of the what is called the interatomic distance. So in the meantime of the process, we converted that solid to liquid, where the interatomic bond distance has been increased, And now again, once it is coming back to solid state, I think that compactness has not maintained because we are now moving back from liquid to solid. So I think that's why I think the next time when we see the solid, it was kind of looks like the volume is more than the beginning that we started with.
So what's the vacuum between there?
Huh?
What's in between the space? The distance?
Distance,
So
I-
is it a vacuum?
I think the distance in between the two atoms of like COO, so that I think the distance between the carbon and oxygen maybe, or two carbon dioxide molecules. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming to my tonight.
Awesome job. We're going to clean this one up and we're going to bring out Brantley Fulton. This is our beaver. When we get through all three, we're going to do a beaver, we're going to do a duck, and then we're going to do Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Then we're going to bring them all back out and you're going to vote by your applause for who does the best demo. And right now you're in first, Susan. All right, Brantley, you back there? He's like my favorite right there. Very nice. Brantley's getting ready here. I'll tell you about him. He's a graduate student at U of O. Like I said, he's originally from Detroit, and he did his undergrad at Morehouse in Atlanta. Morehouse is, I'm from Atlanta, and Morehouse